So hello guys. So today we will just little bit calibrate the little bit of the governments. Starting from the British, little bit of the Labour Party has to be modernized, increase their 12 to 12 hour, 24 hours, all the buildings 24 hours inside the big cities, and then the labor work, and then they can work around and move at 24 hours and increase their labor wage to 10 pounds, 10 to or 11 pounds, and the business will grow around surrounding area. And what happens is, and the conservative party, what happens is conservative party is go with the energy department for understanding how to tackle the situation in Africa, in Europe, in UK, to reduce the price of electricity. At least if it is the $4 5 pounds electricity, you make it at £1. And the another thing is which I learned is when there is a more instability, then there are more stable small things into the system. So now what happens is, if we make Indian Union and small countries inside the India, small countries inside the Indian Union, and make the small countries inside, and do not publicly disclose these things. If you publicly disclose these things, it's going to last another 10 years, 15 years. You make small website outside, it's accessible to the public, how the government is operating, how they are managing, how they are monitoring. There are 196 countries, there are 50 60 million houses. Everyone has a different mentality, different background, different psychology, how they think, how they behave, how they react. So do not publicly disclose how you monitor them, how you track them. There will be more acting and you get in trouble. And then another thing is the movie thing. So try to do little bit decentralize the movie system inside the country. So do not nationalize the movie system. So what happens is, if this is a fast X, if there is a five movies fast X, one is Massachusetts five fast X, Florida fast X, California fast X, Oregano fast X. There are 5 6 movies. I watched 2 3 movies. Then my mind won't do the same thing. So once there is a one movie, you raise it up. You raise, just distribute the price of the ticketing. Little bit analyze the situation. Little bit globalize and little bit do the stuff. Calibrate the stuff. And what happens is that is what happens is people don't have more reactivity to the society. So what happens is, first they made the Curious Case of Benjamin, then they made Stuart Little, then Fast and Furious, then Terminator, then Transformer, then another 2 3 rock movies. They got 50 million salary, the body is shaved, get a big house. My whole life has been spoiled with those 5 6 7 movies, 7 8 movies. My whole life has been spoiled, my whole body has been spoiled. And my contribution to the US government, recover them from 400 years. What was the past, what was their history, what was going on, how many spies you have inside the country, how many businesses are spoiling your people, how many people are illegally penetrating into the system. Do you think the religious leader will forgive these things? You put the rapist guys, they will say, you are big or I am big, you are big or I am big. They can start making their own people inside online planets, without the human, with the light, with the fetus outside, like how the animals are being generated. You are big or I am big. You put a rapist guy, you destroy the religion, they will create, there will be consequences. So do not do these things. And the another thing is distribute the little bit of countries inside, little bit instability, little bit small localized governments, and there will be a centralized government also, and one governmental reserve for so what happens is, if we take the money without the taxation, it is the sustainability becomes less. People become slow. Once the people become slow, you put the foreigner people up there. They're gonna take your money, your education, everything, and then they go back. Same in India also. So what I would do is, so what I will do is, I will do is, um, centralize the system. How you gonna operate those governments? How you gonna tackle the situation? One small website outside, it's very dangerous to publicly disclose your data. Within a month, people can copy your the hack the website, and within a month, everything will be destroyed. This data which I am sharing is just a non technical data, non experimental research proven numbers, non experimentally real numbers from the data, from the medical issues, from the bodily calculations. I'm just experiencing the small overview of it and the research topic and the design of experiments. For that, it needs the financial capabilities, money, capital. Then you need a labs. Then you need a people who are capable of doing that. How to act, how to react, how to tackle the situation, how to act the funding, how to manage the situation. So there are so many split part of it to do that. But if you make it inside the localize it inside the you take some IT guys or some guys, they make something, it's gonna copy everything. You suddenly you see in the African people is gonna go say we are better than the United Kingdom. In another 4 5 years, you make these things, you make this government data outside the numbers, how many people have this problem, that the number disclosure, the real time disclosure of the articles, real time disclosure. Within a 5 years African nations are gonna say we are better than United Kingdom. We got a better access, we got a better stability, we got a better weather, we got a better water. They're gonna steal everything within 4 5 years. So do not do these things. Have a technical people doing, whoever the MI6 or those government organizations, take them control, let them control those situations. How to manage, how to react, how to understand the situation. There will be consequences. What happens is a person is working, he is 50 years old or 40 years old or 30 years old. You suddenly raise a guy from another continent, another education system, another who don't even have worked in United Kingdom or in UK or in America. You raised a guy. How many people are gonna have a reactivity inside, not outside? Outside they're gonna say it is very good. He's gonna bring us the company. That's how they do it. Sundar Pichai, all those people. Outside they say very good. Inside they say they know this guy is very good, giving us a trouble. Inside they contaminate the area, their areas, the devaluation of the land, the building, the cementing structures. How many is been built? IT guys came there. Their whole areas has been spoiled by the investment. Their schooling system. No one is going to a particular path, not a scientific path. IT background, some little bit small lab, 12th grade backgrounds, drop diplomas, everything has been destroyed because of the hate from the other internal government system. There are several organizations inside the government, the special services, the NSA, where they need a special security system, the financial system, the family clearance. And those guys, they said, you put these guys up, even if you make the children, you make the family thing, they still have the hate. The color is different, the speech is different, the background is different, the religion is different, the ethics is different, the moral value is different, the parenting is different, the culture is different, the housing is different. There will be so many consequences, there will be more contamination. So that is why the Britishers, when they help other countries, they don't destroy much other outside countries. They work with India, Pakistan, there, they don't destroy much because they don't mingle them. Once you mingle them, you put the diversity in, you mix them in there. There will be frictioning. There will be I am better than you. You are better than me. I am better than you. There will be more fights, more fights, more competitions, more hate, more hatred, more systems. The wife is gonna say, hey, this guy, he's better than you, man. What the fuck you doing? You came home, you just bringing me $2,000. He's making $50,000 or $100 million. and the guy has the power for so there are not one two viruses are there. There are close to 1.5 million viruses are in the world. Close to 1.5 million diseases are in the world, which has been generated in last 2000 years, in 2 3,000 years. Small diseases, eye problem, brain problem, nervous system problem, brain DNA problem, sequencing, the melanoma, the cancer, the cells, the particle degradation of the body, the chemical degradation from the body, the bones, the DNA changing, the bone sequencing changing, the bone structural link changing, the bone degradation, and the weight change of the organic system inside the organic changes inside the body. So many things are there. The material fatigue, the 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 reactivity sometimes to the particular place, to the water and the oxygen level at a particular place, where changing a place, reactivity to the foods, reactivity to the chemicals, colors. So what happens is something what happened is sometime so what happens is the gun system, the controlling system, the little bit of has stopped. So those guys, they're working there for 20 years, 30 years. It's a little bit slow down with this thing. You make one. So they've been doing that. This is a fun stuff. They will do this. So in Punjabi they say dukh daru. So the dukh means the sorrow is a medicine. The problems are the medicine. Dukh honta tha char bande aunde. So it means that once there is a problem, then only the people comes from up, from down, from nations, from neighbors, from around you, the same religions, it's the churches, the other religions. Then you go around, talk with them, move with them, understand them. So tackle the situation properly. I mean, I wrote the situation because there was no alternative at that time. I wrote it because the government was out of funds. Government was out of funds. They didn't know how to tackle the situation. So I wrote those stuff to make one government that they can immediately give the money. What happens is everything shut down. People don't have money. People have been trapped. They cannot move around. They don't have gas money. They cannot feed their children. They cannot give them the good food, good nutrition, or a good schooling, or good education. They cannot have a capability to do that. So suddenly there was a pressure, so I wrote the book. But there were some errors. There were some not proper structures. There was some difficulties. It was situational based thing. So I'm trying to recalibrate those. Because writing is, again, it's very difficult to understand, because what happens is it's a multi things. There are so many parameters, so many things analyzing. So with the videos it's easy to understand. It's easy to understand what's going on, how that system is behaving, how the system dynamics is behaving, how the people are behaving, how the psychology of the system is working. So mixing the public and privatization just in the financial sector of a charity or a NGO or a little bit small thing is better. But once you put it into the working structure, there will be errors into the system. People start thinking about money. Start everyone want a Mercedes big car. The quality of suddenly start reducing. The airplanes are gonna fall down. The quality start gonna fall down. The railway is gonna have trouble. The buildings is gonna have the vibrations, and the sanitary system is gonna have vibrations. The people are once the people start thinking about money, you gonna think, I want to go to a Disney World. I want to go to this land. I want to go to this land. I want to go to this land. This land. Once there is these things in the mind, the system slowly the system is gonna dampen the system, and everything is gonna blast up, messed up. That's how the situation in India is. The relaxed system. People say, oh, there is so many holidays, so much fun, so much fun. And look at the quality. Same in China. That's what happened in before. They got a money from America. People suddenly got rich. They look at the quality. 20, 30 years, the quality started degraded so much that everyone was cursing them. Suddenly they were given a money from a government, foreign governments, European government, American government, UK government. The China loaded with the money to have a one manufacturing hub to spread in the global companies, and to have more savings into the account of the Western world. To have more savings into the account of the Western world. So they said, This had so we harness this thing. We harness this thing. So those were situational book which I wrote. This was situational book for the coronavirus. That time I wrote those book. And the next book I wrote for a little bit of protection for because um, what happens is we don't know what's going on, who is creators, who are the things behind it, who are the situational people, who are people behind it, and uh, uh, what happened is uh, uh, what happened is uh, what happens is the situation what happens is the situation a little bit gets troublesome. The situation a little bit get troublesome. You bring a one immigrant, you say it's raise it up, then you bring more, you make more houses, you bring more, and then you sell your government. You sell everything. 99% things has been sold in United States government. Your Californian guys, IT guys, foreigners are Chinese are ruling it, Indians are ruling it. Your government has been bankrupt, fully bankrupt. The medical system is fully bankrupt, $31 trillion. You globalize, you bring more people, immigrants, this is gonna happen. You put the immigrants, this is gonna happen. The the government has been bankrupt, the medical system has been bankrupt, the uh, the quality of the plates has been destroyed. Then there is a building problem everywhere. There is a building problem. You put all the area, all the major cities where originally people were working, they are on benefits, they are on a government leave, they're enjoying the life, little bit slow down because of inheritance. 4 5 generation people working there. You suddenly raise these people up, you suddenly bring those people up outside, the youth people. The government people say, this guy, we have to pay them this much money. I have to pay him $100,000. He's taking 20 leaves, 25 leaves. The other guy is gonna be given only 40,000. They're gonna kill his husband, put his wife on his husband. This is gonna happen. I'm telling you the situation exactly. I'm telling you, they're gonna take your wives. This is gonna happen in future. So do put only the quality people who are little bit the office people, family people, little bit those people into the system, and little bit understand the H1B system. Little bit slow down, but it easily slow it down. If you suddenly increase it, there will be problems. So what happens with that is, so once they see those system, like so like I was in America, and the guy said, I don't like these Indian guys, Iranian guys, Mexican guys. They are teaching in our school. We don't like this. There will be hate, and those guys will be into the government, into the labs, into their system. They're gonna say where these people are coming from. They're coming from Bangalore. So where are they coming from? Is coming from Hyderabad. I'm gonna contaminate that land. I'm gonna blow the land up there. I'm gonna destroy the nuclear there. I'm gonna put the plastic there. I'm gonna put the big hospitals there, so they don't come. They're gonna bankrupt their area, bankrupt their government, and then all the political people, I'm gonna destroy them and put them on bribery, so they don't damage them at the root level. So both way is loss. Both way it's loss. Both way it's loss. So little bit slow down the system, and whoever is going there is fine. If people are working outside, do not imbalance them. They are working for their nation, you are working for your own nation. If someone is working here, they are working for their nation, you are working for your own nation. Do not imbalance them. Do not try to destroy their government structures, contamination area. It will give problems. Then there is a terrorism activities, the 9/11, the London bombing, the train bombing. Then they intentionally do these things. So this problems a little bit, it gives trouble, but again, these are dangerous things. You have to do a little bit systematic things. Systematic thing is You have some religious rights or a problem rights in a particular area, like in Ukraine, or has that area, that with that area. You take over their area, the area you want the access to the land or a sea, you want to make a base there. So those kind of things are fine. These things, it is very terrible. The education fights are very dangerous. The normal fights are okay, but the education fights, people who are educated or the PhD holders, doctor holders, their fights are very dangerous. It is very hard to to recover from those kind of threats, those kind of problems, those kind of problems. So now what happens is in America, what happens is, um, so what happens is now what I know what they are doing. What they're doing is they probably, so who are working there, like a FBI, CIA, smaller organizations. CIA is going to push the FBI. FBI is going to put a state government, city people. Going to say, put these guys up. We go global. We take over that country. We put. So how they going to take over that? Whoever working there, either they fire them, fire, and you put the other guy. They're going to sue them, or they're going to say, why you put this guy? I'm working here. I don't have any problem. How they going to do? They start killing them. They're killing them and put the get the marriage with the woman and get around and raise B ride, do the B ride, and then raise them in the buildings. Do the B ride and raise them in the buildings, and that is how you get globalized. Then you get access to that particular land, particular area, and then you sell the data. All the data you sell, all the structures you sell, and then there is a second bankruptcy. This is the first bankruptcy is just the government bankruptcy. The medical bankruptcies, then the data bankruptcy, then the history bankruptcy. The second bankruptcy comes the human bankruptcy, the human originated bankruptcy. So originated human bankruptcy. So that is the second bankruptcy, the human originated men bankruptcy. So men will be the problem. Men will be the target on the men bankruptcy for raising these things up. And the another thing is the another thing is um, the another thing is um, um, another thing is this is a little bit telling you how to be more good leaders. I want more leaders come up from FBI, NSA, people to understand how they are. Same from India, same from UK, same from Europe. So managing your own land for fifth, sixth generations on the same place is better for managing the government. If you want to create the structures, if you go understand the system, understand harness the system. We can create the non-tax system also for security. If there is some recession or there is a price droppage, or there is some hurricanes or some terrorism activities, then the government can have a backup little bit, but they again have those resources, reserves, because overuse is again the problem. So they take the money in a fractions of the things. Also the governments. So United States government buildings, the parliament buildings, their NSA, the Central Intelligence, FBI, CIA, those also make it 24 hours. 24 hours, 12 hours morning, 12 hours night. So what you do at the 12 hours night? You recruit the people outside the country. They work outside for your government for 5 years to 10 years. Then you bring them there. Outside. You give the jobs here to the Bangalore people, Hyderabad people, people like me in Punjab, Central Intelligence people. You hire from the UK, MI6, British military. 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, you work at night outside. You train them, little bit understand, little bit tell them, don't disclose the things, little bit slow down, step by step. How much level of security, how much level of data you have to give to this particular person, how much level of skills you have to give to the particular person. So these speeches are political speeches. Then the technical work is very difficult to analyze the particularly data, the particularly access, then monitoring the system, how the system is behaving, how the the price is going up and down, how the system is doing. So those things has to be properly shaped, and proper technical people needs to be handling those people, like NSA people who have worked for 10 15 years. They know, okay, so this much level of security we can give it for the foreign national citizen. If it's American citizen, which generation it is. If it is a 100th 20th generation of American citizen inside the country, you have to release him how much data, how much education, how much system you have to release to him. So then you protect the data properly, manage the government, manage the privatized sector. So the privatized sector is not one two company. There are hundreds of thousands of companies, hundreds of thousands of companies. When we say, okay, this is fine, this is, we make this thing, we make this thing, we make this thing, I know where the things are going. I know where the things are going. In UMass, I knew this thing is gonna happen. So do this thing, and what happens is, and the political system, what happens is, if the person is not performing well, don't worry. Let him finish his work. He has been elected by voting, by a power from other people. He has been elected. If there is another government, if there is a sudden very bad resources damage or very bad thing, then you dissolve his government. Otherwise, if he is working for 4 5 years, let him finish his term, and then change him into the welfare sector. Change him into the Washington Presidential Welfare Society, where make a new presidential, like retired presidential society, where all the presidential people converges, talk together, have a meetings, that, and have a legacy, that in 4 years I couldn't accomplish some things because of, because there was a war in UK, or there was a war in India, or there was an immigration problem, or there was a medical problem, or there was a coronavirus or something like that, that his performance has been lowered up. I've been working there. I was working in uh, in Hyundai. I was working in Hyundai. You give this government structure here, people will be pride, they will work, they will happily get a more salary, 1 lakh, 100 lakh, 2 lakh. Then you give them green card from here. You take them here, there easily, slowly, hard. What happened now? They go in H1B, they don't know what's gonna happen, man. For 2 years, I go there, going this way, this way, this way. So much headache you giving them. So much headache you guys giving, and you guys also getting headache. And the data loss, and then there is a destruction. You go to small contracts, there is a data loss, there is a destruction, there is a problems. Then the new company starts and other kind of stuff. So a little bit try to manage those things 24 hours. Most of the things do it 24 hours. CIA, MI6, FBI, New York Stock Exchange, Chicago Stock Exchange, London Stock Exchange, British and Australian system, 24 hours. You recruit more people, you add another 15 to million people. You have 30 million people, you recruit 15 million people from 196 countries. All the better people of the country, you recruit them. 5 years, 10 years, you work in your country. 10 years, you work in your country for our government, for our system, for our nation, for our country, for our capital, for our companies. Security level of disclosure, how much level you have to secure, how much the nation has the stability, how much the people have the stability, what is the background of the people, how much the family clearance is, how much the criminal acceptance is, what is the ranking of the university which he came from, how much is the patriotic sentiment of this person. Based on that, you release the data, a little bit of that, and do certain work. What kind of works you can do? The call centers, the software writing, the essay writing, then the teaching also you can do. If a teacher is doing certain graders, teaching assistant, online classes for students, counseling, medical counseling, so many things. Then the flow of the because what happens is here people are working here, if it's working 20 years here, they're not satisfied. They say, we get 20 or 30,000 man living in a small building, 3 4 people in a small bed. Very bad habit, very bad life. And people are, we see in the Facebook, they're enjoying there, and we can't even approach those companies, the foreign companies, the American companies. You work here, you see them, what's going on, you see in the cameras, okay man, 5 years I'm gonna go there. Will be happy, there will be stability system, the airplanes will move slowly, faster, the batches will be go, this batch is gonna go, this batch is gonna go, this. So like that, a little bit stability into the system. There will be less killings, more stability, more. So what happens is globalization, you, what happens is you destroy your country's uh, equipments, the defense equipments, the medical equipments. You globalize, once you globalize, people just copy it stuff. It's a very terrible situation. It's have to be a little bit disclosure how much. So that's what happened in China. What is the security clearance? How much is the people clearance? How much is the copyrights there? What is the universities there? How they are, how, what is the level of understanding? How they speak? How they react? How, what's the moral value? How the government is behaving to this? How the government is paying us tax if the person has spoiled copyrights? China has been damaged by the copyrights. If there is some product, if there is some product, it's been made in China, so the copyrights and the design and the patents and all those has been destroyed, and that's how the most of the Western world got bankrupt. How much level of clearance? 24 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours shift, 24 hours. How much level of a clearance you need? How much level of clearance of the person has? How much is the family issue? You work with here, I Indian administration services, the government sectors. You tell them we need these many people. You recruit for us. It's your responsibility. If they do something bad, I'm gonna approach the government. You sent us these people and they did something bad to us. So approach the government organization. Let us recruit some people. We want 2 million people from India who are working, who has to work for our Central Intelligence or MI6 or British military to stabilize a little bit of the situation, to little bit give us a design, editing, or make a bill of material or little bit drawings for the system. Or so what happens is saving the products is what happens is the products, even when I realized this, when I was seeing it's a small thing, it's a revolver or it's a base, it's a spaceship, it's this, but there are science behind it, there are psychology behind it, there are connections behind it, there are so many things behind it. So that has to be preserved, and it worth trillions of dollars. It's not 100, 1 billion, 2 billion, 5 billion, $10 billion. It's worth hundreds of trillions of dollars, and it's work of 20th, 40th generation of the country taxpayers money. People has to rely on that, how the money is being flowing, how the people are being flowing. If you make a base in the Iraq, work with there, make your government structure there, little bit collaborate. If you are feeling alone there, little bit collaborate with German government, UK government, or Australian government. If you think the UK has a little bit troublesome situation, you approach the Australian government or Canadian government. Canadian has their own military, Australia has their own military, UK has their own military. UK military is powerful. It's very hard to work a little bit because they have ego, they are very highly educated, and they have powerful system, and their history has been really raised up. They have so much medals, so much things, so much things. The British military has accomplishment is so much. So once they lose, they get in trouble. But they, again, it was intentionally lose. The World War II was intentionally lose. They did the Bhagat Singh applied and the 24 hours up there sky was intentionally lost. But again, whatever is done is done. So what happens is how many people are working, the patriotic sentiments, the nation's been divided, the national how many recruits have been there, the military has been redefined, the FBI, the Central Intelligence, the security system has been redesigned. What happens is we recruit the people up, we don't know how they're gonna react to the situation. You suddenly press them, you suddenly psychology them, you suddenly the people react towards you. So the reactivity to the people, the absorbability, the patriotic sentiments, how many time they have spent, how many quality times have they spent, how much anxiety they have, what are the problems they faced there while they are working in the situation, whether we went to the schooling system or the university system, or there was a bullying or there was certain things, so their behavior become different, or the presidential power or their governments or the system. So little bit I got in problem because what happens is I say some things in a casual thing. I say something to my uncle or a friend or something in a casual. I don't know how it goes to the first. It goes to the company's New York Stock Exchange, Bombay, Europe, everywhere it goes. Casual things, and I get in trouble. So the casual thing doesn't. So what happen is so so what happened? So like here what happens is so here there are 100 children here. Everyone says if you do this, the food goes into the donkey's stomach. For 100,000 years, people are not 5,000 years. People are saying that. If I say that, they're gonna say he's targeting us our government. He's targeting our government. so, so you guys need to understand that I'm not telling. Don't take things personally. If I'm going to a government, but will I say to the president that I will do this? It is in your donkey's stomach. Will I do this to the president? So you take the same personally. I get it in trouble. Family got it in trouble. The things got splitted. There is recession. There is that. There is that. I'm not mentally. So what happens is so again these are externally things. So so battle have a professional talks, professional conferences, professional things, like law and crime. So those guys had little very good structures. They understand the system. They understand the things. They understand how to behave, how to react, how to tackle the situation. The 1 trillion humans is the best project to artificially synthesize the DNA, the embryo outside the body. What happens is now so how many chemicals, body reactivity, again what happens is the degradation of the Asian people is very faster. The body degradation after 40-50 years, people knees, heart, everything got degradation is very fast here. So there will be some consequence, but again it is fine because you're not making it 10 or 15 children for one woman is fine, 1 2 children they made is fine. So don't worry about much. And artificially synthesizing the material outside the body is a little bit better. So what happens is once the person is working, the blood flow is different. He's working, he's moving around, he's smoking cigarette, he's drinking a drug, he's having the chemicals, or he is having the contaminated water, or there is the or fentanyl or something or that, whatever it is. Again, there is a monitoring system, so don't worry much because of the Rockefellers. So they say that we have to assign those people to the particular land, particular area, particular freeway, so they don't get much trouble. Little bit troublesome situation is there from the childhood. From a child has from so what will happen is for my child when I was a child, my body was perfect. My hair was this big, this thick. Eyesight was perfect. This big eyes, nose was perfect. Everything was fine. Color was fine. Everything so clean and everything was clean and clean. Slowly, I started. People started calling me, reaching me things. Hey, watching. I don't know what's going on. It's like a movie set. I don't know, like a big boss, like house, like people are just constantly sending some signals there, satellites. Yeah, whoa, so so it's like I go outside. There are like fucking 100 satellites. Indian satellites are ISRO is watching me. The Indian IBM is watching me. The Australians are watching me. Canadians are watching me. European, Germany, Portugal, everyone, Italy, they are watching me. Americans are watching me. Argentina, their people are watching me, watching the whole people around. What's going on? What they are saying? What is so many things are being attached. So many things being attached. So we don't know what. So little bit the situation. So many calls, so many structures. So little bit I got in trouble. And the another thing is the thing is little bit. So have this system if a person have 5-10 years here, you recruit the IBM people from Australia, from Canada, from UK, in a military, in the MI6, in the little bit of data center, calling center, little bit of designing the system, little bit of software projects, little bit of. So what happens is, it sometimes what happens is, if the fusion system in the British has and the Jewish has it 2000 years back, 1000 years back, they don't publicly disclose into the car system, the railway system. It's there are reasons behind it. The security system, how much data has to be released, how much data has, how many people are capable of doing it, handling it, managing it. There is no secrecy into the system. There is no loopholes. There is so many parameters we have to analyze those things. Running a nation is a very difficult job. Running a nation for a country for a security purpose, it's just internal security little bit issues. I'm telling you, internal security issues and little bit going for 24 hours. Stop the globalization. Do the 24 hours wherever you are. The building price will increase. The sustainability will increase. The renting from the property will increase double, triple. The company earning will grow 5-6 times. The surrounding housing will get grow a little bit of capital gain, little bit of beauty, little bit of structure. What happens is America is a little bit big. You do the bigger houses, bigger, good, better houses. European, American, British, they get it. They give problem. So what happens in Canada? What happens is there is a big rabbit inside the water. So the UK people, they can put 100 million people in tomorrow. If they open the immigration, they can give the passports like they did in Hong Kong. They say we can take 200 million people to Canada tomorrow. We can take. They're not doing it. They knew the mapping system. There is some connections. There is something has to be do certain way, systematic way. Same in Australia. There is a dinosaurs on the above plate, so it doesn't has to be done sudden immigration inside the country. The dinosaurs are up there. Someone can throw asteroids. If there is the rabbit on the Canadian plate, someone can throw water on the England. So so what happens is so what happens is so so the water thing, it is not about the controlling the system, because again what control you need, again your companies, IBM, Microsoft, computing system, HP, Dell, all 196 countries has. Most of the countries 194, around 193 countries. Most of the companies have. So it's not a big deal. So why you need a little bit of access is it is about managing someone. There is some external. What happens is there are trillions of species, animals, plants. Someone is externally powering them to, to raise our need, to show we are capable, to show we can do that work. We can work with you, we can have the connection with you, we can work together. So there is a hole inside the Florida plate, hole like a water inside the Florida plate, which tells not to send it out. And the land is damaged on the New England plate, and same water is on the Chicago up there, with the hands are cut, left and right hands are cut, and there is a water on that particular area. So that is why the hurricanes or system are designed for that area. It is not about destroying your government or destroying something. It is about reading the mapping system of the world. And the guy who are running those sudden, there are several layers behind it. There is British military, and then there is a Jewish people, then there is another Jewish above them. There are 4-5 layers who are managing the drawings of the world, the immigration of the world, the system of the world. So many things are being managed by that. So many things are managed by that. So mostly it is reading the drawing and analyzing it and understanding it and behaving it like a Philippines, and the man and the dinosaur has the problem. So there are 1.1 million close to viruses, diseases, bodies. Eye has the problems, the water problem, dry eyes, the dot, melanoma, nose, asthma, blood vessel shrinkage, blood, teeth, little bit of damages, Same all the body parts. Fingernail has sometimes fingerprint, but nails get, the fingers get cut up. Myopia, hypermetropia, the nose problem, the the people have the neck problem, thinking diseases, other kind of, so many things into the problem. The system, the brain blood flow fluctuations, the depression, and so many types of diseases are there. There are so many problems are there. So try to try to understand these things a little bit. So what happens is, little bit, do your surrounding area, outside area, plants, trees, or outside surrounding, little bit understand those things, little bit of have your own little bit things, then the anxiety will be low. The reactivity to the movies, how to react, the companies, mostly the companies, these people, what happens is, those people, the company people, so they are not instantaneous. So because there is so much work to them, so much work they do, so they are not instantaneous, so they work with the movies. So they work with the movies, the project, the schedule, those things, and it gets in trouble. So those things has to be understandable.